My name is Kajal. I'm student of Learn with KKS. My mentor name is Miss Nidhi, and today I'm going to share a very interesting story with you all. And the story is so interesting, and the moral of that story is more interesting than story even. Okay, so let's start my story. The person whose story or whose opinion I'm going to share in this story, his name is Mr. Swami Vivekanand. I hope I don't need to introduce him because he is very famous and people know him very well. So once what happened, Mr. Swami Vivekanand was waiting near the river for his boat because he had to go somewhere, and he was waiting there. He was just standing there. So just after some time a saint came there, and he said that, are you Mr. Swami Vivekanand? Sorry for that. Then he said, yeah, exactly, I am. Then he said that, okay, so why are you standing here? So he said, Mr. Swami Vivekanand said that I'm waiting for my boat. I have to go somewhere. Then he said, okay. So he said that that river is not that much big. You can cross that by walking only. Then Mr. Swami Vivekanand replied, okay, that's it. But no, I will go with my boat only because I don't know how to cross the river. And that saint start laughing on Mr. Swami Vivekanand. And that Swami Vivekanand asked, why are you laughing so? Then he said that you are that much big person, you are so famous, people obey you, but still you are waiting for a boat only. Then that saint said that I know that how to cross that river, and you as a very famous person, very, I can say, big personality, who don't know how to cross the river only. Then Swami Vivekanand said nothing, and he was just watching what he was saying. Then that saint crossed the river, and he said that just look at me what I'm doing. Then Swami Vivekanand said, okay, I am. Then he crossed the road, and he went I can say he crossed the road and he went another side, and same thing he did, and he came back again too near the Mr. Swami Vivekanand. Then that man was like, that man inculcated in his mind, maybe he is not Mr. Swami Vivekanand, or he is just looking like that. Or he said that maybe sometime it happens that people follow somebody's, but he or she don't have any talent. So he start getting confused. That again he asked, are you really Mr. Swami Vivekanand? Then he said, exactly, I am. Then he said, so you are not able to cross a river only. This is so easy. This is cakewalk for me. Then he said, yeah, it can be for you, but it's not for me now. Then he said, then that saint replied in a very smiling face, I took 15 years to learn that, and now it has become cakewalk for me. Then he said, okay, that's great. You have a great talent. Then Mr. Swami Vivekanand just keeps standing there, and once he realized that his boat came there, he sat in that boat, and that saint as well sat in that boat, and they both went to their destiny. And then Mr. Swami Vivekanand paid 1 rupees for that boat only, because in that era it need to pay only 1 rupees, only 1 rupees. 50, I can say 50 for that man. Okay, 50 paise, 50 paise for that man, and 50 paise for, I can say, yeah, for Mr. Swami Vivekanand. So totally Mr. Swami Vivekanand paid 1 rupees. And at that time he replied, he was just that man was inculcating in his mind that when is he going to reply me. He said nothing to me. When he, that man and Swami Vivekanand is going to leave, that they are going to be separate from that. So at that time Swami Vivekanand said that, I am telling you one thing, your 15 year, he was saying, the price of your 15 years hard work or your talent paid only 1 rupees, means I have paid only 1 rupees for that, only one work. And the thing which you did, means the round which he took, the price of his talent was only 1 rupees. So he said one line there which is very important, you should listen it very carefully, that do that thing which is by which you are going to learn or you are going to earn more. Nobody can, you should have that kind of talent that people can't judge you or they can't tell you. Means he said that anyhow the Mr. Swami Vivekanand wanted to said that you merely have one talent, and I have paid only 1 rupees for that. But if I talk about my talent, I don't need to means the price of my talent is you can't think even. So if you are going to set any role or goal for your life, role means whatever you want to be, okay? So if you want to set any goal for your life, so it should be like that, that nobody can pay for that, or it should not be priceable, I can say. So your goal should not be so small, and always try to be very unique in your life. Okay, so this was the story. I hope you learned something from my story, and you can share my feedback to Mr. Koteshwar sir. I can collect from them. Thank you so much for listening me. Bye bye everyone.